Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So just starting off on the weekly, it is Friday, so last day of the week. And what I want to do is highlight this level right here. You can see there's the top, there's fractals, another attempt at it, another big pin bar off that level. And then you can actually count this high that we're waiting for a decent break of to be part of that zone as well. So in fact, we'll just do that. Okay, so this is the area we need to pay attention to. It is either a retest of the moving averages, and then you're looking for another move down, or it is going to sort of gather itself here in some sort of a range and then pop through. The other thing that you need to bear in mind is on the weekly, we have a fairly big channel or flag. To me, this is more of a flag than a channel at the moment. But obviously, we need to break above this area first. And we'll get to the exact levels on the lower time frames. We need to break above this level first. And then sort of getting above 4,300 is going to be key for the bulls. If we look at what happened yesterday, we've got rejection. So we've got diversions firstly, the price making highs, and then we have the oscillators making lows. So that is not an area you want to be long. Definitely not. And if you have been holding on to longs from down here, now is the time to start reducing your risks. So in other words, move your stops up higher, possibly take some off the table, and wait and see what transpires here. So for today, the bulls are going to want to have a close above this 4,200 area. They want a weekly close above that. The bears want a rejection thereof. So looking at the 8-hour trend is up. All the moving averages have crossed over, but oscillators are not really agreeing with that narrative. If we move to the 3-hour, you can see a clear trend up. But look at my oscillators. They did group to the upside, but they're now easing off and separating as well. So I would go as far as saying pretty much the levels that we were waiting for yesterday that never materialized are still the levels that we're waiting for today to buy off. Oh, let's get down to the hour. Right, so from an hour perspective, this gap has closed today. It didn't close yesterday, so there's the gap close. So you're looking for something in amongst here. And we'll look at this on the 15-minute. Oscillators are grouped to downside quite nicely on the hour. We're in an upward trend. My opinion still stays the same. Looking for an opportunity to buy off. It's either going to be in this zone here, or it is going to be slightly lower down. Now, if we just get the 15-minute, that'll give us where the micro levels are. And that's not going to help us. That will help us. So there is the first one, and I'm going to put it there by the gap. So the gap is closed. Gap is definitely closing the 15 on the high time frame, just not. So possibly another retest here. We're in amongst the moving averages. Never a good sign. We start dropping below the swing lows of yesterday, then you're definitely aiming for this area here. The other thing to pay attention to at the moment is a little bit lower down, is a bit more structure. You can see this area here on Wednesday, which, and we also tried to attack, sort of visited yesterday, but that is also another micro level. So let's run through this. First and foremost is 42.15. If we can get above it, find some support, then I would expect us to continue. First to 42.37 area, then we should test the highs of yesterday. And after that, let's just double check where we are. There is another little level slightly higher up, but I think that might be a little too far for us on a Friday. Give me a sec. No, we have tested that level already. So that's kind of the chaos that we have. So your upside targets at the moment are 42.37 and then 42.62, which we just missed. So that's the first scenario. Otherwise, if we drop below here, you're looking at each one of these levels, 4,200 obviously, and we never got there yesterday. You can see we kind of missed it. So 4200 would definitely be something to pay attention to. And then 4187 and 4172. Just pay attention to this 4200, because if we drop below it and then bounce off one of these levels and then reject 4200, then I suspect you have a potential trend reversal on the 15-minute. So in other words, you should have a deeper pullback. But when you look at the hour, we can fall all the way down to 4172, and the trend is still up. And with the oscillators grouped like they are at the moment, that is something that you do need to pay attention to. So typical Friday trading, I think, obviously, remember on the weekly bar, it's very rare that you close on the high or the low, so often there's always a tail of sorts. So there will be some profit taking because there's still a lot of uncertainty as to what's going on. So at the moment, that's kind of my view at the moment. Just watching these levels to see if we bounce off them for an opportunity to buy into it. This level here is fairly interesting, which is 41.87. It's a previous swing high that hasn't been tested. So a bounce off there, and what you'd be looking for on the 15-minute is price action. So inside bar, engulfing bar, pin bar off this level, and then you're looking for a break of that structure, which is your entry, and a stop just below it. So it'd be a nice tight stop loss situation. But yeah, I think it's kind of all over the place. So not much that you can read into it. 4200 is key on the weekly charts. We need to get above it. But for as long as we're doing this kind of stuff in amongst moving averages, then you need to wait for proper setups. That's kind of my view today. If nothing materializes, then it's just a pure sit in hands day and wait for next week. This week has been, we've had some good moves up. We've had one or two reasonable trades out of this, but the majority of the trades haven't set up as expected this week. So patience is key, guys. Patience is key today. Anyway, that's kind of my view today. I'm really contemplating not even bothering getting into this. We'll just wait and see what happens at the European Open, but I think I'll look at the DAX rather, and then we'll see what happens during the US Open. There may be an opportunity, but I somehow doubt it. I think we're either going to range, or we're going to kind of come test levels and then just hover around at those levels. So that's kind of my view today. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now. No, sorry, next week, Monday morning. Cheers.